Don't buy a house in 2022.
Why?
We have seen so many red flags that are indicating that we're going to have a downturn in the economy, which will affect the housing market, if not the housing market by itself going down based on unaffordability and other things continue to skyrocket, especially like interest rates and things of that nature. But we have a survey done by Fannie Mae that says consumer sentiment towards housing hits lowest level in 2 years. Basically, what this is saying is that consumers took a survey and said that this is not the best time to buy a home. Decreased by 4.7 points to 68.5 in April, its lowest level since May 2020. As surveyed, consumers expressed heightened concerns about the housing affordability and rising mortgage rates. All 6 of the index components decreased month over month, with survey high 76% of consumers indicate that they believe it's a bad time to buy a home. You hear that? 76% of individuals that took this survey say it is a bad time to buy a home. Now, can we blame them? No, we can't, because interest rates are skyrocketing. Inflation is skyrocketing. Supplies to build a home are skyrocketing. Job losses are skyrocketing. So we have all of these things happening in the economy, and it seems like everyone is like closing their eyes, right? Not realizing that all of these are red flags. But here's another thing. I want to show you guys this. This is a map that shows you the degree in which regional homes are overvalued or undervalued, right? This reading is from 2007, guys. Now, I want you to really look at it. I'm going to put it side by side, guys. But look at the overvalued, because there's nothing undervalued. Unfortunately, guys, there's nothing overvalued. This was March 2007. We know what happened in 2007. Huge recession, right? We know that. Housing market collapsed. But here are the values, overpriced values. And when you go and you look at the United States, right? You see all of these over 30%, see the 0 to 15%, and you see all of these markets. What I want you to look at now is going to show you March 2022. You can see that these are almost mirror images of overvalued hotspots in the US. You can see all of these look exactly the same. In some areas, it's even hotter than it was in 2007, guys. Even hotter. So what happened in 2007? We could see a mirror. This is actual data showing hotspots of what happened in 2007 and what is happening now. If this doesn't convince you that maybe right now is not the best time to purchase a home, I don't know what would convince you. You guys know I like to stay on Florida, because Florida, especially Miami, is one of the hot spots that will collapse first. That's just the nature of the game. So I see Miami right here, right? It is all blue, right? All blue. Let's look at 2022 and let's see if it's blue too. Look at that. Look at that. It's all in that same range. You see it's a little purple getting up to that. It's probably right at 30. But we see that it all looks the same, guys. It mirrors each other. It's like that Spider-Man meme where, they're both pointing at each other. And you have 2007 pointing at 2022. That is basically what is happening here, guys. The most overpriced markets are Boise by 75%, Austin 66%, Utah 63%, Las Vegas 60%, Atlanta 60%, guys. Those places have all seen an influx of new residents amid the pandemic work from anywhere boom. That in part explains why home prices have soared well above the local incomes can afford. You are having areas explode to a point where the locals cannot even afford. Those local incomes don't even match up with the homes that are in that area. So, when you look at something that says, the incomes in this area are 100,000, but then the houses are worth $1 million. Does that make sense? That doesn't equate. Normally you would see houses that are like $1 million. The incomes would be anywhere between $500,000 to $750,000, something around there, right? But it would never be $100,000 to $1 million or $200,000 to $1 million. That just doesn't work. That shows you that there will be some type of collapse. Either those people will be pushed out of that area, or those houses are really overpriced. And since we know that this is just not happening in Atlanta, it's happening all over, we can all come to the final thought that it is overpriced, that houses are overpriced right now. They are white hot. They are so overpriced that you don't need to touch them with a 10-foot pole until this comes down. Now, this is a big bombshell here. It says Moody's Analytics' own research finds 96% of housing markets are overvalued. 96%, guys. You hear that? You might as well just say the whole housing market is overpriced. That's what this is saying. But now we've gotten that out the way, guys. The most important thing is when you're doing your research, that if you decide that you want to buy a home, you have to really look at the reasons why you're buying a home. Are you buying a home because you have to, you're moving and there's no place for you to stay? Are you getting a good deal? And when I say a good deal, I mean a house that you're not overpaying, over asking for. When you look at the housing market and when you do research on your own and you say, hey, am I overpaying for this house? Do I really need a house? And if you come to the conclusion that you have to buy a house no matter what, hey, you can do what you want. You can, you're your own person. Go ahead and do what you got to do. But I am saying that for most people, when anyone asks me, hey, Orlando, should I buy a home? I always ask them one question. What is the need for you to buy a home today? And normally most people can't come up with an answer. Most people are just trying to buy a home because they want to get into the housing market ASAP right now for whatever reason. And I always say, if you can wait it out, if you can rent, if you can just stay on the sidelines for 1 to 2 years, at max, just to see how things will pan out, I believe that you will save yourself a lot of headache, a lot of money over time. I know a lot of people are saying, hey, Orlando, the more money you spend on rent, you're throwing money away. In most circumstances, I would agree with you. I would agree that if it's a healthy housing market, things aren't overpriced and you can get into a home versus renting, I would say great. But buying an overpriced home, spending $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on an overpriced home just to possibly lose all of that, I don't think that makes sense. And I think that you should sit on the sidelines for a couple of years, let this all pan out. We're seeing job losses. Get a little bit security with your job. Make sure that your credit's together. Use this time to save up a little bit more money. Wait till interest rates come down. See, I just named 4 or 5 things that are beneficial towards you if you want to buy a home and why you should wait. But hey, my information that I'm giving you is only for research. It is not to tell you exactly what to do. You have to do what's best for you and make those decisions for yourself. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I hope you got value out of it. I'm gonna need you to watch this next video here. It will help you learn all about this crazy housing market and jump into your first rental property. Also, check out in the description, I have a bunch of useful links, credit reports, things of that nature, membership programs. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.